Steve Domenico in the Room podcast with a big special guest. We have Dubuque on, who laid some breaking news on yesterday. He's got a fight next Friday night for Combat Zone 73 after coming off a title fight last Saturday night at Reality. Dan, man, what's going on, man? Back so soon.
Yeah, man, I feel good, so why not, you know?
5-round grueling paced fight. I mean, mostly contested on the ground, man. Would take us back to that fight. How'd you feel in that fight? And what was the difference in that fight that you couldn't get it done?
It's tough to say. I mean, I didn't want to, I'm not, Jacob deserves all the credit, you know? It's really, I felt really good going in. Maybe a little undersized. I didn't cut, I cut only a few pounds. So, you know, maybe, but you know, it's hard to say. You know, obviously I won the title for Cage Titans at 155. So I felt good. I felt strong. So there's no excuses. Whatever reason, his style, he committed to that game plan. I landed I thought were some real big shots, especially big knee in the 5th round. And I think he kind of dropped him, and then I just couldn't, and then he was right on top of me. He just didn't give me any space. I couldn't get a rhythm going. And I've never gassed out. Had nothing to do with my cardio. My cardio was always crazy good. I honestly can't. I don't know what happened. It was just, you know, it was his night, his game plan. All credit to him. And you know, he said that that was his smartest way. He didn't want to, you know, mix it up too much on the feet. He knew I had good striking, and you know, he was able. That pressure that he put on me is just a lot of weight, I guess. He did feel strong, and it just tired me out, man.
Well, it didn't injure you in any way because you're back basically less than what, 2 weeks to you know, from the fight. Now, if you won or lost that fight, were you going to stay active? You're going to jump on the next card? Not saying Combat Zone 2 weeks later, but if you won that fight, were you looking to get on another card, like maybe in the next couple of months? To keep the train rolling.
Yeah, like the last few years, I've had some injuries. Like 3 years in a row, I had injuries that kept me out for months. And the first, you know, like say whatever 6-7 years of my fight career, you go back to amateur fights. I was mixing in Muay Thai fights with the MMA fights. There was never really a year where I had less than 4 fights. And then the last 3 years in a row, I had some injuries and stuff like that, and it kept me from being as active as I wanted to be. But if I'm healthy, you know, I want to get right back in there. And sometimes a weight cut to 45 is too much, and it makes me take a little time off after that. But at 55, I feel like I could fight every weekend. You know, like you said, I didn't take a lot of damage. I feel like he was controlling me a lot. But he wasn't landing a ton of damaging shots. He wasn't really throwing a ton of punches and stuff like that. So I felt fine. You know, a day or two later, got some sleep, and that was it, really. So yeah, I'm ready to go. So I'm trying to stay active.
So you're staying active, that is, man. You're taking on Brendon Marotte, up and coming prospect, hometown Combat Zone. You made the post. You know, you're fighting nothing but beasts. You could say, you know, the post was great that you put out there. One of the toughest guys in New England fighters. Now you're getting back 2 weeks later fighting. You know, you're not taking an easy fight, Dan. You're taking a kid that has potential to go to the UFC in the future. He's only 23 years old, man. This matchup, how did it come about? How did you get on this card so quick?
Well, I think, first of all, he will be in the UFC at some day. He said he's young, and he's very talented. And he's got what it takes. You know, I know he's going to be there someday. And yeah, I'm coming off a 2-fight losing streak now for the first time in my life. And you know, I've never experienced it before, and I could take an easy fight, and I step up and take it on less than 2 weeks. That's why I hate all the drama that the scene brings me on, like Muay Thai and kickboxing, none of that stuff. I hate how it's like a lot of people just running their mouths and talking shit and saying things like, man, if you look at my resume, I've fought only hard dudes, and I lose sometimes. I've never been finished. You know what I mean? Like I don't disrespect anybody. So I really hate the drama that some people have been kind of throwing shade at me lately. And it's mentally wearing for me. I don't like all that. But anyways, back to this. But yeah, Carlos had hit me up and said that a fight fell through, and they were looking for somebody, and it wasn't even about me. To be honest, he was saying it for somebody else. He said he was just texting me and another one of our guys, and I said I'll take it if he do 155. You know what I mean? Because it's another challenge, and that's what I want to do. I feel good, and I'm ready to challenge myself again. Well, so that's what I'm ready for, and that's what I volunteered for.
Well, when the news dropped, you put out the post that, you're getting back in there, fighting another, beast and a prospect in New England, man. Everyone was thinking we got cards coming up, we got a couple of cards and we're trying to put the math together and stuff like that. So all of a sudden we get Brendon Marotte. Now, the interesting thing about this is Brendon is a naturally 145er, kind of like where you are, you know what I mean? So he's coming up in weight to basically match you, because he was trying to get a fight while you were in training camp, and getting ready for your reality fight. He was looking for a fight at 145, and then you just happened to come off this fight. And he, I spoke to Brendon, a couple hours ago, and he was like, you were like the last person he thought was available. But he's very, excited to fight you. He said nothing but great things about you. And you're a big name along with him. He's a big name for you both to get, back on track, man. So, Dan, you talked about the shade and stuff like that people throwing at you. Did this decision to get back in there in like 2 weeks, to take this opportunity to kind of just shut people up and say, screw you, I'm getting in there no matter what you people say, and I'm proving that I'm what I say I am.
No, because I think my resume speaks for itself. Sometimes I find myself getting into arguments with clowns, dude. And if you look at my resume, top to bottom, good fighters. My opponent's overall win-loss record is good. I have solid wins, close losses. So it speaks for itself. And then you look at their resume, and it doesn't fucking match up even close to this. So it's like a waste of my time. And sometimes I've been getting caught up in it a little bit. I used to be a little easier about it, but whether if I win this one, people are they're gonna have something negative to say about the win. If I lose it, that'll be my third straight loss. I'm sure people will talk shit about that. It's kind of how MMA is going, I have respect for Brendon. I've been, familiar with him for a while, and I didn't expect our paths to cross at this time either. But it works out, and I think it's fun for everyone. I think it's a lot of people are excited about it. Yeah. I just think we're both, tough. I think it's just really a good matchup overall. And it's nice for both of us to be able to fight at 55 and not have to kill ourselves to make weight. You're going to see him feeling really good and strong, but not against a bigger opponent. You're going to see me the same,
Excellent. And, talking to Brendon, I spoke to him about this matchup. I mean, Dan, you only go to the ground if your opponent wants to get there, or if you hurt the dude and he gets to the ground. But you want to stand up there and you want to trade, and Brendon's the same style. I mean, he's not going to try to, take you down and just keep you there and beat you there. He's going to try to inflict punishment on you to get you on that ground where he can ground and pound you. He's not a big submission guy unless, he has to go there. What are you thinking about this? You get to fight someone that's going to go toe-to-toe with you probably most of the fight.
Yeah, it's like that's one of the reasons I wanted this fight too, is that style. I think it's just fun for everybody that will be watching, and it's going to be fun for us to be in there. It'll be probably the best match on the feet. That's what I'm hoping. Like you said, I really don't love going to the ground, but I also have headed, so I hang there. But it's just, I think it's going to be exciting for both of us.
Well, Dan, I appreciate you coming on. It was great news. I heard rumblings, and I was like bothering everyone about who could Dan be fighting. And then Brendon's name come up, and I went, wow. And then everyone in New England's going, wow, dude. People respect you. I respect you. Media respects you. Fighters respect you, dude. There's a few that they want to fight with you. I mean, it's natural that somebody wants to be a competitor and meet you in the cage. They're gonna, shit talk you here and there, and you handle it well. You go in there and do your business. So last thing, Dan, man, what do you think this fight does for you? Just get you to the next fight, and you want to keep fighting in 2020 as long as you're healthy, no matter what.
Yeah, I'd like to fight again in another month or two. I'd like to fight February, March, if win or lose. As long as I come out feeling good, then I'd like to keep the ball rolling. But I'm not, just like last time, I'm not looking to say, oh, I have this path to contender. I have this path to try to get to the UFC. Look, I'm 8-4 now. You know what I mean? I'm older, a little older than those shows so now I can kind of have fun with it. And I didn't take the loss, my last loss a couple of weeks ago, as I took the one with Bruce. I think there was so much riding on the fight, having to be out for months afterwards too. Kind of, made me pretty depressed about the loss and everything. Last week, I hate losing more than anything, but, I'm able to bounce back and get right back. I just, I think it's just a different mindset. There's a little bit of pressure off. I don't feel like, there's all this opportunity. Now I can just kind of be free with it and, have a little more fun.
Excellent. Well, Dan, you could take a whole new path now. You could take out like the young guns with the potential to go to the next level. You could be the game spoiler, you know what I mean? So, you got a lot of matchups, you got a lot of matchups, win or lose, Dan. There's a lot of people that still want to get in the cage with you. So you're going to stay active as long as you stay healthy.
Yeah.
So, Dan, thank you so much for coming on. I'll see you next Friday night. I was planning on going to the card anyway, and now that you're on it, man, it makes it even more special for me to see you back in there, performing. So, Dan Dubuque, man.
Yes, sir. Can't wait to see you, bro.
Yeah, dude. 155 again, man. I can't wait to see you. Be healthy. We can hang out a little bit after because we're gonna be outsiders going in there, man. So,
for sure.
Good thing, man. All right, Dan. Thanks so much, man. Enjoy your week, and we'll see you, next Thursday at weigh-ins, bro.
Yeah. Thank you, bro.